because I have logged in already. So you guys should be no problem, because if you have the account, they will say, welcome, your name. My name is Yongjun Zheng, you see? So welcome Yongjun. And what I need to do, click the Launch Lab. And then you will have the similar page like me. You will have the similar page like this. Please type yes after you have this page. Yes? Or say yes. Or you say you have some issues. Please do it now. Yes, okay, thank you very much. Okay, because that is online, and I would like you guys give me some feedback, because sometimes if I show the screen to you guys, but maybe I forget to share my screen with you guys. Okay, that's great. Thank you very much. Okay, after we have done this, and I think you guys should have done it maybe last week together with the pretty. If you cannot do that, please watch the video from the pretty. Sorry for that. This is for the teams, so I try to slow down my voice. Okay. After we have done this one, I will talk about the important things for today. The first things we need to understand. Let me share my screen with you. I think you guys, can you see the OneNote for Windows 10? This screen. I think you guys should have can watch my screen. You see the OneNote for the Windows 10. So the first important things you guys need to understand. The quiz kit, we have the 4 main parts. So if we ask you guys some questions about that, what is the 4 main parts of the quiz kit? What's the definition of each one? You guys need to know the answer. That is not difficult. But you need to understand that. So my strong suggestion, you guys, and keep the answer in one documentation. So just in case, if someone asks you a question like this, you don't need to Google it. You just keep that one in your record. That is not difficult, but you need to understand that. Okay? After we talk about that, let's start our today's lab. Today's lab, the practical one, you see the practical one, we have the 2 PDF files. The practical one, it is what I show you guys just now. You see here. This is the introduction of the consistency of 4 main parts. You see, you need to remember that. It's from the PDF one and create an account, and we have done it already. And you guys should be no problem. And after that, click the new file. You should get something like this. Am I right? So this is quite simple. You guys could be no problem to do that. And after we have done this one, I show you guys. So for example, if I click the new file, I will get the file like this, you see? So it's quite simple. And then I can change the file name, you see? Rename. So I rename this file just like the lab 3. Lab 5, the 3, something like this. So I save this one. You see, that is my how to say the new quantum the code. So you guys should be no problem. Then we need to follow the second PDF file for today's lab. So you can download this one from the canvas. So from the canvas, I think you guys, if you click here, you see, kit program. You see here, quiz kit program. If you click here, you will get this PDF file. So that is the same as this one. You can download it. So that is our first job for today. I give you guys 5 minutes. 5 minutes to do what? To type the code, to type these two code into the two cell. So in our coding, what we call that? Don't worry, I can show you. You see, this is one, the cell. If you want to one more, please go to here, click the, oh sorry, don't need to do that. The easy one. Please click insert the cell below, you see? Click the plus, the icon. You see, you have one more, you see? So you have the two cell, you see? So in these two cell, what you need to do, follow the instruction we call the two here. To type this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 lines of code. And another one is 1, 2, 3, 5, another one, that means 1, 2, 3, and 6 lines of code into the two cell. So please do it now. I give you guys 5 minutes. So you just type some issues. So for me, because I have done it before, so I can quickly to do. So what you need to do after your typing, you should get something like this. For me, because I have done it before, so I can quickly and copy my code. But I don't want you guys to do things like this way. You guys need to do things and typing. Try to type it. And I give you guys 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, I will explain the code. For example, why our answer it is array, something like this. If you can understand the question 2, what I'm doing now, you should be no problem for today's lab. And you should be okay for some questions in the future if they are shown in the assessment. Okay, please do it now. Type something. Type the code into the new file. Please do it now. If you have any questions, please let me know. 5 minutes. Yes, you are right. It is not the same like Python. It is Python code. It is Python code. But the behind technology, so the people use the Python code to simulate the quantum lab. So you are right. I think you know the Python before. And in fact, some code it is Python. For example, import NUMP as NPZ, that is a Python code. Import math as SM, that is also the Python code. But we have the QuizKit the library, see? You see here, QuizKit library. Okay, please do it now. Okay. And if you have finished your typing, after you run, you should get something like this. Array, 1 point. So if anyone has got this one, please let me know. You can type yes. So I can continue to the second step. And I think I'll give you guys the 1 more minute. So to see anyone and finish the first part we call question 2. So after you should get the answer like the array, something like this. You see my screen. Hello guys. Okay, is there anyone has finished that part? Okay, that's good. Okay, so someone has done it already. So the rest of the guys, don't worry because this is quite simple. So after you type, just be careful, it's a type error. So after everything is fine, so click the save and click the run, and you should get something like this. So now that is most important part. I need to explain the code to you guys, and you guys need to understand and what is the code what's the code's meaning, and then that will be referred to our knowledge of the quiz kit, and will be also refer to our assessment. Okay, so the lines of the code, and that is not difficult, and let me show you guys. So Sorry. Okay, guys, can you hear me now? Okay, so that's the reason that is the reason I don't like the online okay, you can hear me now, is it? Okay, sorry for that. Okay, and now we got the answer like this, is it? So my question is that what's the meaning of the J? What's the meaning of the J? Anyone can let me know. Yeah, my question is that currently, okay. Okay, so for example, if you type in the code from the section 3 and 4, and what you need to do, and after you finish the typing, if you click the save, and then click the run, and you will get the result like this. And after you get the result, array 1 0J, my question is that what's the meaning of the J? Anyone can let me know. What's the meaning of the J? Because that is what refer to our understanding of the code. What's the meaning of the J? Anyone can let me know. Yes? Anyone can let me know what's the meaning of the J? Hello guys. What's the meaning of J? You can write your how to say your answer in the chat box, or you can use your microphone. And before you talk, could you please unmute your microphone? So what's the meaning of the J? Okay, and I think from the question 2, if you read very carefully, I think, okay. If you read very carefully, you see here, we give some of the tips already. So think of the array as a vector and the J as the imaginary part of the complex number. So the J here is represent the I in the complex, for example, A plus B I, you see? The J here is represent the I in the complex number. Okay, that is the first part. So you guys need to remember that. Otherwise, for example, if we ask you some question, and what is the J represent, you need to know that is the imaginary part of a complex number. Okay, and after that, we need to think about based on our code. I will explain that one, and 9 by 9. So firstly, what we need to do for this 9, Q assigned to the quantum register 1. You see here, 1. In this 9, what's the meaning? So for me, I guess this that will be to create, let me show you, create 1 Q bit, because this is 1. If I change this 1 into the 2, that means I will be create the 2 Q bits. So this is the first 9 of the code. And the most important things for us, I would like to show you guys. For example, I click the link here. So for example, I copy this one to the chat box. You guys, please click the link. If you click the link from the chat box, you guys will become to this we call quiz kit documentation. From the quiz kit documentation, you guys will be find what is the quantum register, the meaning you see here. The first one, it is size, that means how many qubits I create. And all later what I'm talking about, for the code, you need to refer to the documentation. The good thing for us, we don't need to understand all the function of the quiz kit. We only need to understand what we present today. So first thing, for the first line, we need to understand what's the meaning of the quantum register. We know we create one, the qubit, and then this is the first qubit. You see, qubit will be assigned to the quantum circuit. You see, so some guy will ask me, what's the meaning of the quantum circuit? So I will do the same things. You see, I will search quantum circuit. You see, I will search this one. What's the meaning of this? You see here. You see, they will say the Python class. So this is the class quantum circuit. So based on what we learned in the object-oriented design, so we know these lines of the code, that means I create an object of the quantum circuit, you see, and then based on this one, I assign the first one, the qubit. Am I right? So this is the proper way for us to understand qubit.id and the qubit 0. And if you understand this one, you guys will understand what we are going to talk about today. So I will give you guys the answer directly. If you search, for example, if you search here, you see, in our documentation, if you search here, so let me search in the documentation, and then because of time, I straight away to give you guys the answer for the .id. If you search from documentation, you will be understand what's the meaning. This is what the meaning here. Is anyone can guess what's the meaning? So I will use this. I can see searching the circuit. So let me see. Circuit.id. So I think I will go to here. That is class, easy. So this is some of the example. You see here H, C, X. Later I will talk about that. Did they give me something just like the ID? I search it. You see here, easy. ID qubit. Apply, I get. What's that meaning? Anyone can let me know. What's that meaning? Anyone can let me know. I use here. I screenshot this one. I come to here. Okay. So is this line referred to just now from the documentation? What's the meaning of this line? ID, that means I apply, I get. Identicate. What's the meaning? Anyone can let me know. Yes? What's that meaning? This is what I search from the documentation. ID qubit. I apply, I get into the qubit. I almost give you guys the answer already. Anyone can let me know what's the meaning? Yes? That is the first question, and that is also the important question for today's lab. If you understand that, you should be no problem for today's lab, and you could understand all the rest of the code. They are similar. Yes, guys? Is anyone want to answer my question? What's the meaning? From the documentation, I apply, I get for what bit? Please say something. Hello, guys? Or I just randomly to pick up someone? Okay, maybe you guys think about a little bit difficult. So from here, you see, just now I think I give you guys already, you see, apply I get to the Q. That is the documentation they said, you see, apply I get to the Q bit. So that means from here, in this line, that means I apply I get to the Q bit. The Q bit, it is the Q0, you see. So it's here, you see. I apply I get to the Q bit. If I draw the diagram, later I will show you. So what's that meaning? That meaning the Q bit, you see? Yeah, assign the unit ID to create a content. Okay, thank you very much. And finally, I got the one answer. Yes, you are right. And that is, if we convert into our mathematics, that is for what? The vector we know for the Q bit, you see? For the Q, sorry, the 0. The Q bit, the 0. And then multiply what? Multiply our I get. Am I right, easy? And for this one, what is the value? What is the vector for the Q0? Anyone can let me know. What's the value for the Q0? I think from here, you see? You see, it's a Q bit. This is a Q bit 0, you see? So what's the value for this one, for the vector? What's the value? Anyone can let me know. It is 1, 0, or it is 0, 1. It is 1, 0, or it is 0, 1. It is 1, 0, or it is the 0, 1. 0, 1. Be careful. I think it is 1, 0. So if you have some question, you can refer to the lecture. So it is 1, 0. Don't worry. This is just for the memory. So everyone cannot remember everything, but don't worry. So please refer to the lecture. So it is 1, 0 for the Q for the Q bit the 0. It is the, you see, the Q bit 0. It is 1, 0. So refer to the lecture. So you guys will be below that. So let me go here. So the 1, 0 multiply what? Multiply our identity. So what is identity? So if you refer to our lecture, you are below that. That is 1, 0 and then 0, 1. And now we need to get the value, you see? So what is that value? Anyone can let me know. So we need to load the value after we multiply. So this is will be here and here. Anyone can let me know the value. We use the multiple here, is it? Anyone can let me know the value. Okay, I can show you guys. Don't worry. No one can remember everything, but you need to understand how we can multiply the two matrices. So this is where I change this one. Is make you so easy. 1, 0, 0, 1. That is the gate, and the times 1, 0. Am I right? So let me see, anyone can show me the, yes, thank you very much. You got the answer. Yes, thank you very much. It's 10. Okay. If you have a little bit confused, and please refer, I talked about it before, the multiply a matrix by another matrix. So if you have done this one, and maybe I can show you guys one time. So I just delete this one. So because this will be equal to the, this will be equal, I also need to remember 1 times 1 plus, and 0 times 0, and 0 times 1 plus, and 1 times 0, I think. So could be the 1, 0. So this is the code from here, you see. I apply the identified gate to our qubit. And the rest, it is just, for example, we execute, you see. And finally, we get our the result, our the vector. This is our the result, you see. This is 1 and 0. So that is the reason for this code. And the same thing, for example, if I am doing, for example, in our the code, if I change the ID to the X, that means I apply the X gate. If I run this one, you see the value has changed already. So if we go to the documentation, let me go to the documentation here. You see here, is it? If we go to our documentation here, you see here, is it? Apply the X gate and the hand mark the gate, and the CX is C lot gate. You see here. And let me see the just HIJK. You see here, is it H? That means apply the hand mark the gate. And the X, that means apply the X gate. You see here. Let me see here. X. You see here, X, apply the X gate. Y, apply the Y gate. Z, apply the Z gate. You should apply the X gate. So you see, this is our the X gate. So we could do the same thing, you see. If we apply the X gate, what we need to do, we load 1, 0, multiply our the X gate, and the Y gate, and the Z gate, or the hand mark gate. And you will do the same things. And you will do it by yourselves, guys. And then to check the value it is you want. Why change the position of 2 matrices? What do you mean change the position of the 2 matrices? Because why I change? Because it's easy for you to understand that. I don't need to change this one. I don't need to change the position. I change this one is because it's easy for me to explain to you, or it's easy for me to remember to refresh my memory. So you can do the either way. It doesn't matter. So and actually you get the answer, because for me I always do the things like this. So it's easy for me to calculate. It's not the reason. You can do anyway. The easy way, you just get the final answer. Okay, that is a very good question. It's just because of the memory. I know you guys are very good memory, and you guys are not like me. So for me, because I remember, I told you, I remember like this, you see. So this is the why it doesn't matter. So, okay, and that's the reason. And we have, if you apply that reason for the question here, you see, this is the question 2. And for the question 3, if we change it to the X, if we change it to the Y, and we change it to the Z or hand mark, it is the same. So this is the reason for the question 1 until the 5. Is anyone has any questions? Yes. No. Sorry for that. No. For the matrix multiply. For the matrix multiply, because in the beginning for the matrix multiply, I think, for example, the matrix X multiply the Y, it is different. So I think maybe I do something wrong. So don't worry. But for this one, is for example, for this one, and I think the answer will be the this one. So you like this one. So yes, that is very good question. That is good question because for some of the metrics, for example, if we have the one and very some of the metrics, if we change this one, you will get the different answer. So we cannot change the position of the matrix. But for us, for this one, our answer it is 1, 0. Yes, that is a good question. And your question is very good. You refresh my memory. So for the multiply, for the matrix, you cannot change it. Sorry for that. And that is very good question. So yes, I cannot change it. But why in the before I do that? Because for now, if I change it, I got the just for this one. But I should not do that, and will be confuse you guys. Yes, you are right. I cannot change it. So I needed to do the things like this. Yes. Okay. And for the second issue, this is for the question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because when we apply for the gate to the identity or some issues, so you will be got. For example, if I apply for the hand math to for example, this is for the 1 qubit, and for the 2 qubit, it is the same. And this is the code. Sorry. This is for the code for the 2 qubit. The important thing is here and register 2. That means we create the qubit. We create the 2 qubit. We change the value 2. And then after we see the code, that means we Q0 and the Q1. So and after we apply for the gate, we got the value. So this is for the question 5. And the only issue, for example, if in the assessment and we ask you a question, how could we apply for the 3 qubit the circuit? So that means we only need to change the 2 into the 3. And now we go to see the question like this. So the most important things for today, one of another important for today, let me show you guys the example. And it's not, I think it's this one. Not this one. It's here, it's this one. Sorry, okay, I didn't save it. Okay, it doesn't matter. So let me look at the code here. You see? So from here, and I think this is for the question. So after you guys finish the typing the code, you guys will have some issues like this one. You see, that is the code. So in the assessment, sometimes what we're going to do, we hide this diagram. So we will ask you the question, for example, based on these 2 lines of the code, based on these 2 lines of the code, what we got? Do you know what I mean? So based on these 2 lines of code and what we got for the diagram. So in this case, you guys, what you need to do, you guys, what you need to do, you need to understand these two lines of code. So for these two lines of code, that means we have the first line here, we have the Q bit, you see? We create the Q bit, and then we have a Q bit, this is 0, this is 1. And then this line, that means we apply the headmark, the gate into this code. Am I right? So, and then we could apply. And after that, we know what's the meaning of the CX. The CX, that means C load, you see? That is the C load. C load gate apply to the Q0 and the Q1. And that is our diagram. So in the assessment, you guys need to understand, if we highlight, if we hide the gate, you need to draw the gate by yourself. Or sometimes, for example, if we highlight these two lines of the code, you guys need to understand how to apply the code. So that is the issue for this question. I don't think so this is difficult, because if you understand the question 2 and the question 1 in the beginning, you guys should be no problem. The only issues, the only different code is here. The use of the code we call the draw the circuit. That means visualization. So this is just the visualization and the code like this. So that means we see here, and we have the Q bit, and then we create the object we call the circuit by the class, the quantum, the circuit. And after that, we apply the quantum, the gate. So the first Q bit, we apply the handmark, the gate. And then we also apply the C lot, the gate to the Q bit 1 and the Q bit 0. This is our diagram. Am I right? So this is for the question, and I think this is for the, you see the simulation. So you guys need to understand, and either way, from the code to the diagram, or from the diagram to the code. And this, you see this one, it is a measure. That is a measure. So circulate the measure Q and the C. So the Q, that is the Q bit. So that's the reason we have the measure here. So this is the diagram. So you guys need to do, if we give you a code here, you can draw the diagram, the circuit. Do you guys have any questions for the simulation? I think if you understand the code, you guys should be no problem. It is not why assign the unit ID. This is the code. It is very basic. It is we just how to say that? Just like the beginning when you write your code, it's just like in the beginning. And for example, in the next week, in the practical, you guys will be created the circuit just like a teleportation. So you understand, we need to assign the identity, we need to assign the X gate, we need to assign the handmark gate, and then we need to assign the measurement. So for today, it is not why not assign the unit ID. It is you can assign, but for today we just to different the gate to show us how could we get. So let me, according to your question, for example, and then this is one I didn't talk about. Maybe you guys could be practice at home. So for example, if you click this one, build your first circuit with quantum composer. If you click here, you can find everything will become much easy. You can base on the how to say it, what you say talk about assign the gate. That means from the diagram in the beginning, and then you get the code. And from here is from the code, you get the diagram. Okay. Okay. So I know you guys that is not easy for you guys, but because we only has the 1 hour for this practical, and you guys for example for some issues, and the first job for today, what you need to do, please follow me. Please follow me. I try to make the things much simple. You need to understand what is the 4 main parts of our quiz kit, and after that, you need to understand if we give you a code, like this, for example, we need to understand what's the meaning of the quantum register. This is create one qubit, easy. If we give the code, for example, could you please to show me which code it is to create the 3 qubits? How could I do? You should change here to the 3. And then what you need to do, you need to understand, just like I show you guys here. Here, if I hide this diagram, you need to know this is you can draw the diagram by yourself. Or if I hide the code, you can draw the diagram. That is for the. And when you are at home, and could you please practice and typing the code line by line? And I think you can find all the explantation of the code from the documentation here, is it? And also this and for today's lab. And don't worry. And do you guys have any questions? And if not, if you still have any questions, and you can continue to attend my another practical. I have another practical, and at 12 o'clock. Okay, so 8 minutes. I would like to have a short break, and I will start another practical at 12 o'clock. So 7 minutes later. So if you still have any question, you can ask me, and 7 minutes later is okay. And I need to stop this one. I have a short break and start another one, and in 7 minutes. So please attend another one if you have any questions. And I will stop this. I will stop it now. And thank you very much. And I hope to see you guys in the next week. And